another wild camping. Look at that. What's this over here, guys? Got myself a little tent out in the woods. Could it be Campfire Stories Lancashire is finally gonna do his first solo wild camp? Guys, I'm out here on my lovely grain road today. Got my tent with me. Got plenty of food, plenty of beer, plenty of weaponry to defend myself if the hill people decide to attack. And guys, it's time. It is time for me to do my first solo wild camp. And yeah, it's about dinner time on 18th of April. I'm going to be here to the following day. And yeah, I'm going to have a good explore around. I'm going to enjoy slow cooking some veg stodge later on. I'm going to slurp a couple of strong beers in the evening. Enjoy my fire. Might go for a wild swim up at moors. And yeah, if you want to stick along with me and see how I fare on my first solo wild camp, please stick around. So as everybody obviously who's followed my channel knows, I absolutely love the grain road. It's where I've always wild camped, but I've always had my friend Luke with me, who is, I've still to get him on this channel, and I will do at some point, but he's a very, very busy man with his metal detecting and being a full-time dad and whatnot. But I'll get him on. He's the guy who does the intro for the start of my video, which is really quite an important part in the history of this channel. Yeah, I've got loads of stuff to talk about today. What led to me doing this solo wild camp finally after all this time, and we'll get into all that later on. But yeah, it's a lovely, lovely mid-April day. Weather report time. We've just come out of another little hot spell here in the UK. We had a 20-degree weekend. It's cooled down to about 12-13 degrees today, which to be honest with you, I'm happy about. It's nice and cool. But it's still nice and sunny, as you can see. Hey up. You see, got some sheep keeping me company. If nothing else, I'll have some sheep to sit with later on tonight when I'm on my own. Yeah, I'm kind of glad about it cooling down, because it was a tough hike getting in here. Originally I was going to go up onto the moors, which let me take you over here, fruit tree line in that direction. I think I'm going to go up there later on and have a bit of a wild swim, so I'll take you up there. Originally I wanted to go up there, but it was just as I was driving in, I thought, you know what, I'm making an executive decision here. I'm just going to camp in the original spot where me and Luke first wild camped years ago, just because it's an area I know. I'm high up in the valley, I can see everything, and you know, I know I'm in a forested area, but it's not like a thick pine forest which is really claustrophobic. Got a bit of space in here, and there's loads of dead fell on ground for me to burn. Got a bit of kindle with me because it was raining through the night. Once I get a fire going and it's hot enough, I'll be more or less able to put anything on it. So that's why I chose to come in here. Look, let's just have a quick little look at this setup, shall we, eh? Got loads of supplies in my rucksack, and this has got all my pans and my cutlery in it. Of course, I've got some beverages for later on. Not too heavy, I'm not going to get tanked up. Just enough to chill me out, relax me, and obviously I've got a nice flask of coffee. But the setup, so got the Fox One out today, which is a very, very stealthy one-man tent, which really, I'm not with anybody else, I'm on my own. You know, it's a bit, you know, I've tried this out before, I've demoed this tent before in a video a couple of months ago, and it's snug, it's very snug, but inside I've got my Bush Pro bivvy bag for an outer layer of warmth, got another sleeping bag inside of the bivvy bag. Obviously I've got a nice pillow because I didn't bring an air bed with me or out like that, or an army mat, so I'm going to be sleeping on hard ground. But up here obviously a lot of moss and lichen and stuff, so it's not too bad to sleep on. But I thought I'm going to afford myself some creature comforts. I'm going to bring myself a nice pillow. Extra thing to carry, but I'm up here. Oh, and also on this side of the tent I've just put some boulders down just to stop the outer layer from blowing in the night, because at the end of the day I'm still at the top of quite a high hill, quite a high ridge line. It probably will get a bit windy later on. Anyway, I need to gather some firewood from the fire, and I need lots of it, so I've got breakfast for tomorrow as well. And then I'm going to take a little mosey on down to the lake, and then probably go for a wander up onto the moors. So these ruins behind me here, it's a place that me and Luke affectionately refer to as Dol Guldur, which is, for those people that aren't read up on Tolkien, it's an evil fortress in the world of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, where Sauron, the great enemy of the people of Middle Earth, gathers his forces before he goes back to Mordor. And we always laugh about this place because this incredibly green, lush, mossy lichen area here, we were metal detecting on here years ago, and I'll just take you down to it, show you roughly where we were. But yeah, that's Dol Guldur. Very cool. Looks like some sort of, you know, early Victorian house storage place maybe. You know, there's loads of them around here on moors and stuff like that. But yeah, this area here, we were metal detecting on here, and we found an absolutely beautiful ring. Again, probably early Victorian, but Locke walked me on that because he's the history buff out of the two of us. And we headed back to the car. My dad was picking us up, and the heavens opened. We got soaked within an inch of our life. Wind, howling wind, rain gushing everywhere. We got soaked down to our undies, guys. And we always joked that it was Poseidon. Poseidon was angry because we took his ring. And then where I'm camping tonight, that was the first place I ever wild camped with him. Same thing happened again. Got drenched. Got absolutely soaked. And you know, we've lost count of the amount of times when we've been out metal detecting and just exploring when it's rained, and we just joke about it with each other. Poseidon knows when we get together, and he unleashes his wrath on us because he's still mad that we took his ring from this place. So please, Poseidon, I beg you, let me have a dry night tonight. Right, so I'm up on moors now, and as you can see, lovely and sunny. So with that in mind, Wildman's gonna go for a dip in there. Not gonna go for an Olympic swim, mind. Just a quick in and out, just to refresh myself while I'm about hiking. But this pool here, this pond, whatever you want to call it, last time we came wild camping up here, me and my friend Luke, we made very, very silly rookie boy, schoolboy error. Didn't bring enough water with us, guys. So we were eating our bacon at tea time. About 7 o'clock at night. Coarse, dry throat, very thirsty. But we didn't have enough water through to the next day because we weren't getting picked up till later on in the day. So we were like, right, we're going to have to find a water source. And yeah, we drank from this all night, pretty much. Take it from me, guys, it weren't nice. It were rather than quenching your thirst, a nice cold drink of water, it made you even more dehydrated, really. Don't get me wrong, we were boiling the water on a stove. You know, we were doing that part. Don't be thinking I was just getting it out of a cup and drinking it neat. But it weren't until the day afterwards we were coming back down from top at Moors. Obviously we were coming here, and then behind me here, that's the main road, the Graham Road. That's where we were getting picked up from. Came here and there were cows all over it, shop here in the water. So yeah, I think this is probably a refreshment spot for cows. But needless to say, we're going to get in now. I'm going to get me trunks on. We're going to have a little dip. Oh, that's cold. That's enough of that. Oh. Yeah. Ah. Oh. 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 Ah. Oh. Oh, quick, get a towel. Oh. 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 So guys, this is where I'm stood right now, the legendary campsite bacon, camp-based bacon, either one. The very intro of this channel, where the screen opens like that and you can see me stood on the moorland, is probably about somewhere here. Yeah, this is where me and Luke last wild camped, and it gets its name Bacon Side because it obviously left us a dehydrated mess because of all bacon we ate that time. And my original plan was to come and camp up on this spot up on moorland, and if I weren't carrying so much stuff with me for this trip, it'd have been tough going. I would have made it up here, but it was more, when I thought about it in hindsight, I thought I need plenty of firewood really for the next, you know, into tomorrow. So like I say, I've got some breakfast for tomorrow that I need to heat up on fire. If I'd have had my little portable stove and some, you know, like army ration packs, I'd have probably just come up here instead. But I've camped this time. This is my first solo one. I've camped with enough luxuries really to be well fed enough, and also, you know, to be comfortable enough when I go to sleep later on. Like that pillow, for example, I could have just, you know, used my army bag and my big rucksack and just propped my head against that, but I thought, no, do you know what, it's my first one, my first proper one on my own. I want to be comfortable. I want to take a couple of luxuries with me. So yeah, that's why I had to bring a pillow, for example. And then, you know, I'm learning from my previous mistakes. When we didn't bring enough water, I brought probably too much water. At least that's the plan anyway. But this, also that spot there, that's where I tried to wild camp back in October 2020. That was when I attempted my first ever solo wild camp. And I just started this channel then. We all know how that went. Poseidon once again rained his very wet and moist and damp vengeance upon me. We've decided to tap out and said that rubbish little pop-up tent. So yeah, but I wanted to bring you up here today because of all this up here. This is a bit of history. See this walkway here? when we last went again, me and Luke came up here, obviously with him being into his metal detecting and being a bit of a history buff, did a bit of research on this area. It was an old quarry mine back in the 1800s. And obviously there's still some remnants of it left today. As you can see, there's a rough pathway, but there's all these really interesting huts here. Like, from one glance this just looks like a big pile of rubble, but obviously there's a opening there and it's a rough cocoon type shape, and they're all over the place along here. You know, again, just at like a glance, when back up onto the main path, they just look like piles of rubble, but you can actually, there's a whole row of them there. So it was probably at one time a very busy working quarry was this. Yeah, so it makes for interesting exploring anyway. So I'm back at the setup now, back at my camp. I cannot repeat the name of what me and Luke called this camp because it's not appropriate. But yeah, I went for a good hike around Moors. Just about nearly get to 4 o'clock now, and as you can see I've got a good pile of wood to start me off on for my fire later on. Obviously got my tent over there, made myself a little wash line to dry my trunks. Got my towel, my t-shirt, my coat up there, just airing out in nice warm wind. Net sun with sun on as it is actually. It's alright for some. My acclimatisation to weather a bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Some people think it's cold, I think it's really warm. But my sheep friends have gone. Hey man, looking forward to sharing a bit of veg stodge with them later on. So yeah, gonna prepare my food soon. I'm gonna go back down to pine forests actually after I've recorded this, just to gather a bit more wood, because those pine branches do dry as anything. You know, like these logs here, they look good uncut, but they'll be damp inside. I'll have to make sure the fire's really going before I can do out with that. So yeah, I'm gonna get some pine branches and things like that. But I mean, like I said before, once the fire's going properly, I'll be able to more or less put anything on it, within reason obviously, and it will eventually burn. So yeah, gather wood, prepare my food, and then I'm going to start slow cooking it, and then I'm going to read my book for a while it cooks, and just chill out and zen out. And then yeah, probably about 7, half 7 I'll start cracking open the bevies. Right, tea's on go, got it slow cooking on fire, chopped all the veg up, fire's roaring, drying my clothes. Didn't really bother recording that because you've seen it all loads of times before. Why am I barefoot though? Why am I sat out in the woods and out on my feet? Channeling me inner Bigfoot, guys. I'm doing something called grounding, which for those who don't know, I'm sure there's some people do know who watch my videos. Grounding is a technique in spiritualism where basically you walk around barefoot in a place like this, or you know, wild swimming like I did before, or at seaside, or anywhere really that's out in nature, and it basically charges you up. Yeah, I'm a massive believer that energy is in everything. Us, animals, trees, the ground itself. It's all energy on this planet we live on. And we block that energy so much by wearing these and socks. So, and that energy, it's good energy, it's positive energy, it makes you feel good. And it's almost like plugging a phone charger onto your mobile, it charges it up. That's what I believe grounding is like. It's kind of a way to recharge your soul. And I'm doing that. So, but having said that, it's time to crack open some swift ones, I think. This is a Sorcery Session India Pale Ale from Magic Rock Brewing. 3.9%. So, I can still be a bit, corpus mentis while I'm talking about stuff. I've got some heavy hitters for later on. Very fruity, like most IPAs. Yeah, pretty solid that. Oh, excuse me. I think I'm going to carry on slow cooking my tea and then probably take another little wander down to the reservoir about 7 o'clock, because it's going dark now about 8:30, fully black by 9 o'clock. So I'll probably take another little wander down there after I've cooked my tea. So why is it taking me this long to finally do this, finally get out wild camping? This part of the video, I was just doing a bit of editing before and we're already up to like nearly 20 minutes. It's gonna be a long video is this. So if you stay with me through it all, massively appreciate it. Obviously I've wanted to wild camp on my own for quite some time. Attempted it a few times, didn't work out, and touch wood, so far so good. Those who like watch my videos, who know me personally, they'll know. But for those who don't know, my mental health has been very, very bad recently. I've took my tablets, been in a dark place, and I weren't going to air me dirty laundry, because those people who know me know what I've been through. But fuck it, we're here. I've had my heart broken by someone who I thought felt the same way about me as I did about them. Obviously that's not the case, because we won't be here making this video of me wild camping on my own, trying to detox my mind of negative thoughts and feeling low and depressed. People who know me, who follow my videos, they know I'm very open about my mental health, and yeah, last few weeks have been a struggle. But I'm getting there. I am slowly getting there. Day by day I'm feeling myself getting stronger. My friends have helped me a lot, and my family have been my rock, God bless them. And in part of that, shout out Millie, my sister, aka the Skeptical Sister, who's been on this channel before. You've helped me a lot. My sister, obviously she's a bit younger than me, but obviously brainwave wise we're the same person. Well, we're not the same person, but we're very close, me and my sister, and she started going on mad trips on her own for days at a time, weekends away, just spontaneous trips away on her own, and she's a bit younger than me. I won't say how old she is actually, but she's a bit younger than me, and when I was her age I would never have done what she's doing right now, booking random trips on her own, going to different places like Harrogate and Liverpool, and you know, where else has she been? Lancaster, you know, and I really admire her for it. Really admire her, and also a very proud big brother. But you know, I've had many good chats with her, and she's like, Oliver, you need to find your Harrogate. What she means by that is I need to find my happy place and just go for it. Obviously, you know, there's no place I'm not much happier than when I'm out in nature. So she's, you know, really encouraged me a lot to get out here and just go for it. You know, and my dad, he does a lot for me, my dad. Does more than I probably realise. That's why I still live at home. Keeps a roof over my head, feeds me, washes my clothes. He's dropped me off today. Shout out, Dad, Dingo Dave. Helps me with all my Ollie Zoo gigs, all my reptile parties. Without question, he just does it. He doesn't even like snakes or lizards that much. But yeah. So my dad's, you know, he's been a great. He takes me to work without fail every morning when I'm starting at 8 o'clock for a shift. Yeah, thank you, Dad. And then my mummy, my beloved mummy. When little wild man over here, bandana, bush boy, Blackman's Bigfoot, and had his heart stomped on, all I wanted was my mummy. And my mummy came to me. No, in all seriousness, Mum, I know obviously you guys will be watching this at tea time at some point, and you'll be rollicking, laughing, watching me going into freezing cold water and sat out here barefoot, chatting about my emotions and my feelings. But my mum's been a shoulder for me to cry on a lot over the last few weeks, and yeah, 29 years old and still need that, you know, sometimes. Yeah. So in light of all this, you know, it got to the point where I thought, right, I've had enough of waking up every day feeling low, depressed, teary-eyed, can't focus on my job, can't focus on my animals. And, you know, the brief lapses I were getting were when I were out in woods, you know, where I was feeling okay. And I thought, you know, you can either just carry on wallowing in self-pity, Oliver, and make yourself ill. So that's what's going to happen. You're going to have a breakdown here. Or you've got to find something to focus on, a new goal to achieve that's just going to lift you out of the pits of despair, of depression. And I thought long and hard, and I didn't even really think that long. I just said to my dad one day, I was like, Dad, that's it, I'm going wild camping, try and stop me. So we were like, alright, all, well, on Easter Monday, it's bank holiday bus times, so make sure you catch the right bus. And I was like, wait, Dad, are you not going to drop me off? So, yeah, funny guy, my dad. You're the funny, my family and people who watch these videos and keep me noggin. Because that's another thing as well, like, last few months, you know, like, I've started eating more healthy. I've been, you know, eating a lot more vegetables, and I mean, I eat a lot of fruit anyway, but one of my goals for this year was to eat more veg, and I've been doing that. And I've noticed a change inside of me in that aspect. I feel, you know, I've been going to the gym a lot more. I've been upping my schedule there, so I can feel myself getting stronger and fitter. And you know, I walk a lot as it is anyway. You know, I go up into Billings to do my bushcraft, and at work I take the lads who I look after out walking. Physically I feel great, it's just this noggin needed a bit of fine tuning, and it's so shit the way that this situation for me panned out, because you know, I've been single for quite a long while now. You know, I've seen a few girls here and there, but I've not, you know, clicked with people with one person in the way that I've wanted to, and I've held out for a long time, thought I found the right person, you know, and made me realise that, you know what, I do actually want a relationship, and I do want a family someday that I can share all this with. I'm 29. If I live for another 50 years, then, you know, hopefully. But until then, I'll just keep dancing like the monkey that I am, the Bigfoot that I am, and entertain all you guys. Jumping into cold water and, you know, doing silly stuff like that. Yeah. I feel like there was a finality to this tangent that I wanted to leave off on. But I can't remember what it is, so I'm just going to cut the camera now. Da, 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 da. Tea is getting there slowly. Just put a bit more water in there. There's a lot of the water put in earlier had reduced. Yep, another Wildman vegetable stew. Got potatoes, garlic, mushrooms, sweet corn, carrot, peppers, garlic, bit of broccoli I think went in there as well. Oh boy, it's gonna be good as this. Look what I've done to potatoes though. Let's just try that now. Tastes like a chip. Right, I'm going to tuck into this now. Probably could leave it a bit longer, but under the recommendation of my dad, said give it about an hour and a half rather than 3 hours like I did last time. So there's still actually vegetables that are formed in here. Oh, that is exquisite. Got on here sweet corn, pepper, dropped some potato on the floor. Lovely. Right, so I thought I'd just come out. Sunset is not far off, I'm sure you can tell. That red glaze there on my face. Get a cop for that and arrest it, because it should be illegal. At 5 to 8. Oh mate, just look at that. I was so busy ogling that, I didn't even notice the reservoir and the sun hitting the hills over there. Oh man, so pretty. I'm doing it, everybody. It's 5 to 8. I've had my tea, started slurping on the old happy juice now. I went down to the reservoir again just to stretch my legs a bit. This might be my last entry for tonight, I don't know yet. Proper sunset is at 8:20. I checked it yesterday, so we're not far off it. And usually when sun sets, you know, you've got like half an hour or so until it's pitch black, so probably another hour from now I'm going to be sitting in dark, which can't believe just how relaxed and zen I am about all this. I think that my biggest fear about doing this was being out in dark. Canadian geese. In family joke is that. And you know, I've not spoke about Bigfoot at all while I've been out. Partly by design, so I don't start overthinking stuff. But this pine forest behind us here, the very first time me and Luke camped up here, we heard whoops coming from there for a good hour or so, about 11:30 at night time. And then we jumped into our tent about midnight. I was spark out, and he said he could hear him for quite a while longer. So, but as I say, I've not even thought about Bigfoot while I've been out. And yeah, obviously it's one of my camera failed on me. How dare it? Just wanted to quickly show you my setup that I've got going on for the evening. So I got my tent there ready for me. Nice roaring fire. Plenty of wood burn through, but surprise, surprise, everything I chopped up before it's gone down massively. Yeah, I'm not surprised at that at all. And then yeah, I'm just sort of sat here with my bevies and leant against this tree, and I'm just listening to a few podcasts, so it's all chilling, boys. So I'm in bed now, got into the tent. Couple of growing pains with space, proving yet again that this fox one is very, very snug. I've had to move my rucksack outside, so hopefully it's still there in the morning. But to surmise, I've had a brilliant day. I'm rather tad bit merry. I'm not tanked up like, but you know, I'm a bit hazy around corners. So I'm just gonna watch the fire burn down. It's about 9:30. Yeah, just gonna watch my fire burn down, listen to my podcasts, and see you all tomorrow. Morning, everybody. Made it through the night. Oh, mate. I know I look, God, I look rough. Swear down. I only had 2.5 pints last night, which is that's a quiet night for me. Babysitting is that. That's nothing. Yeah, slept more or less. I was spark out. I got into bed about 9:45. More or less spark out after that. I was just listening to my podcast and watching my fire die down, and yeah, I just drifted away. And then I woke up about 2 o'clock, and then after that I just looked at the phone for every hour after that. Yeah, couldn't sleep at all. So I slept alright, I suppose, but man, I've been wild camping for a while, but do not miss them waking up and your legs are stiff as anything because of the ground. I didn't bring my army mat with me just because it was one extra thing to carry, but I might have to maybe invest in an airbed or something like that. You see a lot of wild campers using them. So yeah, it's 6 o'clock now. Sun's about to come up. I'm just going to head down to the waterfall now, just to give my face a wash, wake up a bit, gather some firewood, and then I'm going to get some breakfast on go. One thing that was nice though, throughout the night and into this morning, don't know how well the audio and video picks it up, but obviously songbirds are in full force already. There was a wide variety of different sounds that I was listening to in the evening into the night. I mean, you know, about 8:30, 9 o'clock, owls started tooting over in pine forest over there. That was really nice. Songbirds were going all the way up till more or less I was going to sleep, really, which was really nice and relaxing. There was some sort of corvid that were crowing at one point at night. And even still, owls did occasionally carry on tooting, whatever you want to call it. And then, about 4:30, I could hear a stag barking, which was really cool. I tried to capture it on audio, but every time I went to click it, shut up. But yeah, that barked about 4 or 5 times, and yeah, that was really cool, because I've only ever heard that on telly and, you know, YouTube videos, etc, etc. I've never actually heard it in person, so yeah, that was cool. Taps. Who needs them? Right, well, it is done, guys. First solo wild camp complete. Please, please, if you've made it through to the end of this video, I don't know how long it's going to end up being. Easily my longest one so far, I reckon. Please show us all your love, otherwise I'll never do it again. Who am I kidding? That was absolutely brilliant. Of course I'm going to do it again. Now that I've wild camped on my own, it opens up a whole new realm of content for me. You know, I can go camping in lakes, I can come back here again, go camping in a Bigfoot hotspot. You know what I mean? There's all sorts I can do now. So that's really good. I mean, you know, it was an amazing trip. There were a couple of little growing pains, but you know, like when I was saying before about maybe getting an airbed eventually, yeah, like I see a lot of wild campers on YouTube, they do use airbeds, you know, and I even had an army mat myself, but I just decided not to bring it because I didn't want anything extra to carry. You know, an airbed, it just give you that bit more comfort, and I probably would have had a better sleep. You know, I slept okay, but I probably would have had a better sleep if I'd have had the airbed. But that's not why I do this stuff, camping, well, you know, just now, but bushcraft in general. It's not meant to be a sail in the water, it's not meant to be a walk in the park, it's meant to be a bit of a challenge, because you're coming out here into the wild essentially to rough it out and test your metal and see what you're made of. Because you know, when you're left on your own in your own company and you've only got this to keep you company, I really think it can show you what kind of person you are. You know, on this trip, as I say, there was just a couple of little growing pains, like, you know, for this morning for example, I had to boil some water in a pan, and it was the flat pan that I used to cook my bacon on, because I forgot to bring a mug with me, you know. So, and then I had to put that boiling hot water back into the flask with some coffee in, so I made sure that I've had a coffee. If I don't have a coffee first thing, it just messes up my circadian rhythm for the whole day. I've had two little catfuls, so I'm probably gonna stop off somewhere on the way home, because I'm gonna now walk home on the Grain Road back into Blackburn. It's about a six and a half mile walk, so safe to say I'll have burnt off them 2.5 pints that I had last night and bacon butties I've had this morning. You know, but other than that, it's just been sublime as this trip. You know, just everything. I mean, like the hiking is hard with all the weight on your back, but again, going back to what I was saying, that's why you do bushcraft, that's why I do it anyway. It's a challenge. It keeps you physically fit, and it keeps you mentally, you know, stimulated as well, especially if you're so, you know, gravitated and in tune with nature like I believe I am. You know, like, I need this for my mental health. When all else fails in life, this is where I come, you know. So yeah, the walking and the hiking with bags on, obviously that's graft, but the rest of it, the wild swimming, going up on moors, having a nice little fire at night time with my veg stodge. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You know, it's just what the doctor ordered. And as I say, I can do this stuff more often now that I've done it once. So yeah, I just got this mega hike home now. But who cares? It doesn't matter. I'll take it. If I've got everything on my back, I will take the walking. That don't bother me. So when you're hiking up hills, that's where it KOs me over. But yeah, I think that's it really. Not much more else to say, because I do waffle on, as we know. Yeah, great trip. If you've made it through all the way to the end of this video, I know who my true friends are. I'll just leave it at that. Like it if you want, subscribe if you haven't, leave us a comment if you think there's anything I could have done better, and I'll see you all further on down the road. Bye bye.